This is Nation's Voice Tower, your most preferred YouTube channel. My name is Angelo, your anchor. I have taken a brief look at the administration so far of Bola Ahmed Tinibu, and I feel that his administration, according to a documentary I had to consult in order to make my conclusions, I feel that his administration, just in a couple of few days, is more of a trial and error sort of thing. Yes, let me tell you how. Now, according to this documentary, which I'll be sharing with you in a couple of seconds, well, his policies have been enacted and they have failed. Almost lots of them have failed. All right. Then his decisions that he takes, all right, he takes them and then all of a sudden he regrets them and tries to retrace his steps. You know. So I feel, as a novice, of course, he's a novice. Whether he has been in a democracy for millions of years or donkey years, he is a novice on that presidential seat. So that is what I'm trying to say. But let me give you this documentary so you'll understand what perspective I'm coming from. Bola Tinibu and his shaky policies. Bola Tinibu is unsteady. His policies are unsteady and constantly shaking, according to this documentary. From one policy somersaults to another, basking in the euphoria of his rigged election victory. This particular document is coming from our source. Yes, a particular writer, an investigative journalist, wrote this online, and he said he has made different conclusions and different checkings, all right, after lots of referrals. So he brought out this. Now, let me read further. Basking in the euphoria of his rigged election victory, he quickly announced removal of fuel subsidies, number one failed policy. Not too long after that, he announced his intention to invade Niger Republic. He has suddenly realized how uninformed he has been after removing fuel subsidies without immediate action plans. I told you his policies have been failing over time. He now wants to backtrack, according to this source. He has also seen how unpopular his plans to invade Niger Republic would be. He is seriously considering a halt to that plan. His many policies somersault is an indication of his lack of preparation for the task of leading Nigeria. When you cheat, according to this article, when you cheat during promotional exams, you certainly would never be prepared when you get to the next class, according to this particular documentary here. And guess what? His hailers, those who love the smell of the druggies' doings and his activities, will come here to hail him, according to this documentary. Tell him how courageous he has been and how it shows leadership when you are unstable with your policies. Well, he's just trying to say, this article writer is just trying to tell us that Bola Ahmed Tinubu's policies have failed, and yet his supporters will continue to hail him, support him as if he is going in the right direction. And this is one of the pointing effects or factors that is making the president head for doom in all his policies and decision making. So we hope that those around him will govern or would help him govern perfectly, so that we wouldn't collectively lead Nigeria to darkness where we cannot see light. Now, that is that on that particular update. My second video is something very, very serious. Yes, the Nigerian police force have been accused of aiding crime. They have been accused of being a factor of perpetration of crimes, most especially in Bayelsa State. Yes, and this particular information is happened within the last 6 hours. The Nigerian police force have landed themselves in big trouble. Now, according to Libor Oshoma is a barrister and also a very, very competent legal practitioner. Now, as regards to the issues of the APC, their internal issues and so on, Libor Oshoma cited that he feels that the Inspector General of Police should not be part of the National Governing Council, because if he is part of the Governing Council, he will be forced to do the biddings of the party in power. Okay, now the truth remains that there are some boys, unknown boys, that have been said to have been posing lots of political attacks somewhere in Bayelsa State, in a place called Opunembe, to be very, very precise. Now, these boys are said to be staying in a hotel, same hotel where officers of the Nigerian police force in that area stay. And this is the reason why Liberals Oshoma feels that the police is fueling crime in lots of states, especially Bayelsa State. Watch this video where Liberals Oshoma had to make his own opinion known and public. Stay tuned.
In answering that question, I will take you a little bit down memory lane. You remember, even before this administration, when the current president was governor of Lagos State, they were vociferous at insulating the office of the Inspector General of Police from being an extension of the executive arm of government, that the office of the Inspector General of Police should be distinct and they should protect the entire citizens, whether you are in opposition or not. Also, if you remember, the current former chairman of APC, who is currently senator representing my constituency, Comrade Adams Oshomole, once said that if you join the APC, your sins are forgiven, and that is the party that forgives sins. And also, if you put these two together, you will understand with the election that is forthcoming. Also, now Chief Ezekiel had conspicuously, mentioned the name of a former minister for State for Petroleum Resources, Tinibu, who was a former governor in the state, who also had won the primaries. For me, and is a member of the APC. So the APC being a party that welcomes people and whitewash them and will do anything to support one of their own. All of these allegations, for me, I think the main reason why the police seems not to be interested in investigating, I stand to be corrected, and I want the police to prove me wrong by being fair to all. And one of the reasons I think they will not is the fact that, election is approaching and they will do anything to reclaim back Bayelsa, which they feel that was taken from them by the court in the last election. And also, for me, the question is, if you now decide to eliminate everybody in your community or the state because you want to govern them, who will you govern if you eventually win election? Or who will vote for you at the end of the day? But because we do not rely on votes here, we just believe that results can be written. People sit down in their home, wreak havoc, cause mayhem, and at the end of the day, you say the elections was free and fair. People went about their normal activities. And that's why we see that most times you see politicians, we see state actors who are using, instrument of government to intimidate and harass people. The police over time, the issues that led to the end SARS in Nigeria were not this conspicuous. And so what I expect the police to do, they are still not out of the woods. Everywhere you turn to in Nigeria, there's one crisis or the other, and the police is consistently mentioned. I was very happy when the new acting IG, was appointed and he said he was going to go after criminals. But if this is how he's going after criminals, then it's very, shameful that a matter is brought to your notice. The matter is brought to the notice of the police, and that you were on top of that matter from even when you were, AIG, and now that you have been appointed IG, the first thing I will expect to see is that all of the people named in the petition would have been arrested at question. Even last night, I learned that somebody was arrested in army uniform and who turned out to be one of the Kojo Sam's boys, and they came to the community and invaded the community and went away with this boy. So when you have all of this consistent crime or crisis being mentioned, and then Chief Ezekiel also said that the police are lodging in the same hotel where these boys are lodging. See, when the world hears things like this, you begin to wonder that your security arm is allegedly aiding and abetting criminality. It's sad, it breaks my heart. And when I see that a once peaceful Nigeria is being disintegrated, it's being fractured because of politics, and you have a section of people saying, oh, yes, we like what the police is doing, despite the fact that your community is deserted, the community has been abandoned by people you are chief to. It's sad, really, and I will consistently, because whatever we do, the police remains the police. I will consistently urge the IG.
All right, you've watched the video there. I will say, let me bring your attention to lots of occurrences. Reports have been brought public that the Nigerian police force have engaged themselves countless number of times in crime, especially public crime and electoral misconduct. During the February 25th general elections, we saw a situation in Abuja, one of the polling units in Abuja, where a police officer was seen to have allegedly run away with or kicked a ballot box, or seen somebody run away with a ballot box while he was still standing well armed and with his uniform, his complete regalia on. This is said to be one of the examples where we could conclude that the police is actually aiding crime. Hence, the reason why reforms, positive reforms, should be brought quickly into the police so that we won't lose our sense of security, especially when it has to do with local security. So, I'll urge our viewers, please, if you're watching me for the first time, like our videos, share them. Don't forget to watch till the end as usual. Then drop a comment for us in the comment section. If you feel you have a contribution or you like what we're doing, you applaud us in the comment section. We need you to do this so we could go viral. Now, my final update, I'm going to be talking about the Islamic delegation, or the African Islamic delegation, scholars delegation that took over peace talks in Niger Republic. Talking about as regards to the saga that has co-joined the military junta and President Mohamed Bazoum of Niger Republic. This particular delegation were said to have gone to Niger Republic on their own accord and were not sent by the federal government. But voila, this delegation have really made headway, and news reaching us a few days ago said the junta is now ready to dialogue. But there was something spectacular that the military junta have done that is making us bring this video to you. Now, the military junta have sent their apologies to the Nigerian government for the ill treatment they gave the ECOWAS delegation led by former General Abdusalami Abubakar and the ambassador Babagana Kingibe that visited the junta for peace talks. Now, these apologies they have sent is positive, because we feel that they are now ready to dialogue and they are now ready to have peace instead of the impending invasion that was planned on them. Watch this video where one of the Islamic clerics that was in Niger Republic for peace talks explained and gave a detailed account of what they did in Niger Republic and how it played out.
Well, thank you very much, Suleiman. It went very well. But first, let me make some clarifications. Actually, the ulama went to the president to seek leave to intervene. So it was our initiative. It was not at the behest of government. Rather, it was our initiative to ask the government for leave to intervene, because we're anti-war. We do not want war. And we felt that our intervention will bring, douse tension, will, bring hope to those who are afraid that war could break out and it could complicate the already bad situation in the Sahel. So I like to put that straight. Now, next, the president granted us leave to go and, intervene, to talk to the people on the other side. And we went we arrived to a very rising reception. The reception was very good. We were met at the airport by the a new prime minister of Niger, and also by the ulama, that is the Islamic scholars all over Niger. It was a rousing welcome. We met the junta. We had very frank discussions, and we explained, our desire to avoid the escalation of the situation. And first, the Nigerians were very happy. They saw, our coming as an answer to their prayers, because they do not themselves, according to them, want war. Next, they apologize for the way they have treated the earlier delegation of ECOWAS, the former head of state, General Abdul Salam Abubakar, and they said we should convey the apology of the government and people of Niger to the government and people of Nigeria. And next, they expressed their readiness to dialogue with the leadership of ECOWAS, and they also expressed the fact that ECOWAS did not hear them out, and that's why they felt that they were not going to get justice, but that the country, Nigeria, felt sufficiently concerned to send to them its most prominent scholars, uh, you know, makes them to have a rethink. All said and done, the journey, I think, was very interesting. The intervention, we believe, has started to, give forth fruits, and we're hopeful that at the end of the day there will be no war, and then there will be a peaceful resolution to the problem in the Niger.
Okay, all said and done, I always tell you that peace will come, no matter how much that war lingers, all right? Peace will always come at the end of a tunnel. So we should not take invasion, war, or crisis as the best conflict resolution policy. Hence, the reason why we all should go for peace and harmony and religious coexistence as well as ethnic coexistence. Thank you so much for staying with us. I hope you enjoyed our time together. I would urge you to keep yourself glued to Nation's Voice Tower as we bring you more updates. From our table, we're going to be drawing the curtain here. See you next time. Bye.